So hello everyone, welcome to my new video of the series Geeks for Geeks problem of the day. So today we are going to solve this question, total decoding messages, which is a medium level question, and yeah, it is a good level question. So let's first read the question and try to understand what the question is trying to say. A top secret message containing letters from A to Z is being encoded to numbers using the following mapping. A is given as 1, B is given as 2, and till like this, C, 3, D, 4, like that, and so on. So Z is given as 26. Fine. You are an FBI agent. Okay, so that's too hard to handle. You have to determine the total number of ways that message can be decoded. As the number answer can be large, return the answer modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, fine. Okay, now again note is given. An empty digit sequence is considered to have one decoding. Okay, fine. It may be assumed that the input contains valid digits from 0 to 9, and if there are any leading zeros, extra trailing zeros, and two or more consecutive zeros, then it is an invalid string. Fine. Question is the language of the question is fine, like easy, but if you try to understand the question, it's a bit logical or tricky. Let's try to understand with the test case which is given. So the sample test case is 1 2 3. The 1 2 3, this string is divided into three techniques, divided by three techniques. One is, it is taken as whole 1 2 3. For 1 it is A, for 2 it is B, and for 3 it is C. So A B C. Similarly for 12 it is L, and for 3 it is C. So like that. Okay, fine. So and for 90, as there is 1 0, okay, that's why it is an invalid string, as it is given here very clearly. Okay, leading 0 or extra trailing 0. Okay, so it is an invalid string. So the question is quite understandable, and now we are gonna, okay, that expected time complexity is O of n, and okay, fine. So now let's think about the approach. What approach can be used here? One approach which is coming in my mind is definitely dynamic programming, and second one we can use is recursion, but recursion will be quite messy, so I'm gonna go with dynamic programming approach. So now let's move towards the algorithm or the approach that we are going to use. So suppose we have the original string as 1 2 3. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to declare a DP array of length 4. Okay, I will tell you why the length has to be one more than the length of the string. Okay, I will tell you this thing. So now what we have to do is the first element has to be set to 1, because as it has been told here clearly that an empty digit sequence is considered to have one decoding. It is clearly told, right? That's why the first element is set to 1. Okay, actually this is storing nothing but the operations that we are going to perform. Okay, so this is nothing but the array will store the number of operations, count the number of operations, nothing else. Is set to 1 because an empty digit sequence is considered to have one decoding. Okay, fine. So that's why the first element has to be set 1. The second element is set to 1 if the first digit of the input string is not 0. Otherwise it is set to 0. Let's try to understand this statement. What does this say? The second element, that is 1, I have set here. Why? Because the first element of the string is not 0. That's why I need to set the second element of the DP array to 1. Okay, now why did I do this? It is clearly mentioned here that if there are any leading zeros or extra trailing zeros, then we need to give it as invalid string. That's why I need to set the first digit to 1 if the first element of the original string is 1. Otherwise if it is 0, then like the leading zeros, it is given clearly leading zeros, if the string is led by a 0, okay, so there will be no operations on it and we have to return it as an invalid string. Okay, fine. So now you understood how is this array declared. Okay, the original size for this DP array is 4. We have entered 2 elements so far. Two more needs to be entered. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Now we are going to start a for loop that starts from index 2. Absolutely, because 2 has already been filled 2 of the elements, which is the first index at which there are two digits to consider. Okay, as two digits have already been kept, so we need to start with the third index, and that will be 2 here. It then creates two variables. Okay, we have to create two variables, single digit and double digit. Okay, we have to create two variables, single digit and double digits. These both are, I have wrote it as an array, but absolutely they are not an array. But just to make you understand, I have kept like given this curly brackets. Don't get confused or mislead yourself that it is an array. No, it is just create two variables. Okay, they are just variables. Okay, that store the last digit and the last two digits of the input string respectively. Okay, last digit and the last two digit. Clearly, it is mentioned last digit and the last two digit of the input string respectively. Last digit is 3 and last two digit are 2 and 3, right? Okay, fine. Inside the for loop, it first checks if the single digit is between 1 and 9. Okay, the single digit variable is between 1 and 9 inclusive. If so, it adds the number of ways to decode the substring without the last digit to the current element of DP array. That's totally fine. We have to count the number of operations we are gonna perform, right? That's fine. It is adding the number of ways to decode the substring without the last digit. Okay, so it is adding this like the method, it will add here, right? Because we have to start with the third element. Okay, fine. Then it checks if the double digit is between 10 and 26, again inclusive. If so, it adds the number of ways to decode the substring without, this is just the question. Okay, don't get confused with this long line. Okay, number of way to decode the substring. Okay, it adds the number of way, okay, without the last two digits to the current element of DP array. Okay, fine. Now the next will be added. Okay, fine. There's nothing to get scared of. Come, let's go to the first iteration of our 1 2 3. Okay, I'll copy this so that I don't need to scroll up every time. Okay, this is my original string. In the first iteration, my for loop is gonna start with 2. Okay, it will be like this: for int I equal to 2, I sorry uh, 2, I will be less than or equal to the length, suppose I'm giving it as n, and I plus plus. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. There's nothing to be scared of. Okay, I will take the help of the code also so that you people understand it better in a better way. These are our two variables that I was talking about, single digit and double digit. In the single digit variable, that is a integer type, right? So we need to convert the string to integer by help of using this stoi function. Okay, so my stoi function will convert s dot sub str I minus 1 comma 1. One second, I'll make you understand what is this doing. Okay, so okay, so what I'm trying to do is my string 123, I'm taking the substring I minus 1, that is 2 here. So 2 minus 1, 1. Come, let's set our I to this position. So from this position, I have to take one one more character and store it in the single digit. So 2 is only the thing, right? Only 2 is the thing. I hope you are understanding it. So my single digit will contain now 2. Similarly, if I see what is my double digit containing, or double digit is containing the substring from starting from I minus 2 to 2. Okay, starting from I minus 2, I have to take two characters. So here again 2 and 2 minus 2 0. So I am coming here, from here two digits, that is 1 and 2. So it contains 1 and 2. Actually, if I see this one, 2 minus 1 is 1. So from 0 1, here 2 will come. Very sorry for that. Okay, so now my single digit and double digit are prepared. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the conditions. Okay, what condition was there? Inside the for loop, it first checks if the single digit if the single digit is between 1 and 9 inclusive, okay, is it between 1 and 9, this two? Yeah, it is absolutely. If so, it adds the number of ways to decode the substring without the last digit to the current element of DP array. This thing we have to do by using this line. DP of I, that is the current element, in that we are gonna add the last element that was there. So my DP will contain, now as earlier there was 1 1, now third element will be nothing but this third element, that is 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is absolutely what? 1. So now it contains this, and one space is again empty. Okay, so now it contains 1. Now what I'm gonna, you will be thinking that what is the meaning of this? Again 1 came, as we are counting the number of operation, but here already 1 was there and again 1 came. Wait my friend, wait. Okay, then it checks if the double digit is between 10 and 26. If so, it adds the number of ways to decode the substring without the last two digit of the current element of. Okay, so what it will do is we have to add if the double digit is between 10 to 26, we have to add dp of I plus equal to dp of I minus 2, right? So I is 2, 2 minus 2 0. So what I have to add in this is, okay, so dp of 2, that is 0 1 2, this 1 2 1 plus 1, that is 2, it will become 2, right? Because dp of 2, okay, 0 1 2, dp of 2 plus dp of 0, because dp of I minus 2 was there, 2 minus 2 0, so dp of 0, so 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So my new, okay, now can you see the operation is increased to 2, right? So similarly it will keep on increasing 1 2 3, and if some of the test case if condition gets failed, then the same number last digit repeats itself. Okay, so yeah, fine, that's a quite easy thing to understand. It's just a play of arrays. Okay, now comes the second iteration where I will become 3, right? Now I will become 3, and obviously my sub s dot sub str will be 3 minus 1 2, from second to one digit, that is 3, it will store 3. So now you can iterate yourself, and double digit will contain from I minus 2, that is 3 minus 2 1 to, from here to two characters, that is 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 get stored here, fine, that's again an easy thing. After, okay, now we have to check now again the first if condition. The first if condition says that if the single digit is between 1 to 9, what we have to do is dp of I plus, okay, dp of I is currently 0, does it has anything, right? So dp of 0 plus equal to dp of I minus 1, that is here now I is 3, so 3 minus 1 2. So 0 plus the second element of the dp array, that is 0 1 2 2, it is 2 only, so 0 plus 2 2, right? It is actually 0 plus 2. Oh, oh my god, 0 plus 2. Okay, okay, fine. Why 0? I told you very clearly, because 0 is the earlier, actually when you declare a vector, uh, all the elements are set to 0. Okay, there is no garbage value, fine. If you declare an array, it will have a garbage value, but in the case of vector, it has 0 stored in it. Okay, so after second if condition, that is if 2 3, this 2 3 is between 10 to 26, is it between 10 to 26? Yeah, it is. So dp of I, okay, dp of I, that is dp of 3, third element, plus equal to, that is this plus the second one, this time 3 minus 2, that is 1, 3 minus 2, right? 3 minus 2, because here it is, this, right, this line. Okay, so dp of I plus equal to dp of I minus 2, 3 minus 1 2, dp of 1, that is 0 1, so it is 1. So already it was 2, 2 plus 1 3, so 3 gets stored. Now finally it returns the last element of dp array as the result, which is the number of ways to decode. Okay, fine. So uh, now it returns 3, 3 operations are required. Okay, it's important to note that the dp array stores the number of ways to decode the sub problems, and it is used to avoid recalculating the same sub problems, fine. That's what I'm telling you. Dynamic programming method is nothing but it divides a big problem into many sub problems, so that it is like our time gets saved to avoid the recalculation of again the same sub problems again and again. Okay, so this is how dynamic programming approach makes it efficient. So come finally, let's fast we will revise the code once. I will show you the code. So as they have given that the answer can be, so we have to do a modulo of 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so int count where okay, fine. First we will take the if length is 0, then return 0. It is clearly mentioned. Okay, now I'm declaring a DP array of length plus 1 did here. Okay, the first element is set to 1, as we have seen here that the first element has to set to 1 because uh, empty digit sequence is considered to have one decoding. Okay, the first element has to be set to 1 if the first element of the original string is not 0, then it is set to 1, otherwise it is set to 0. Okay, fine. So till here we have reached. Now we are gonna check, make the for condition for loop, sorry, starting from 2 to the length of the string, as I have given here equal to, that's why I'm not taking here plus 1. Okay, so int single digit. Now we have to come to the declaration of two variables, and the first variable will be storing the substring from the string. Okay, only one, and this will be storing two length substring, that is 1 2, like how they have done here, we have done here 2 and 1 2. Okay, fine. And now we have to check the condition that if this single digit is lying between 1 and 9 inclusive, that is equal to, also I have given, so I have to add this. And yeah, obviously we have to divide it, take the mod of it, because they have been giving here. Same thing we have to do with the double digit. If it lies between 10 to 26, then we have to set it to this. And at last we have to return the length of the last digit of the DP array. And by this, if you submit the answer, absolutely it's a correct answer. So, and the time it is taking, let's see, it is taking only 0.01 seconds. So this is the best and efficient approach for solving such problems. Okay, so thanks for watching today's video, and if you have any doubt related to anything, if you didn't understand, then just comment it out. I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.